You know, when you try to be a nice person, let's take out the nice. Let's just go. When you try to be a good person, you get shit on a lot. But it seems like you used to be able to find good people before. You just can't find good people anymore. It's hard to find good people. I'm just having one of them moments, man, and I got to vent. I have to vent. When you really think about it, you can see this was coming. You know what I mean? It's like bad is good. Bad is good. And it seems like being good is either weak, stupid, or just wrong. I don't understand it. I don't understand where did we go from everybody's trying to be good people to it's okay to be idiots. It's okay to worship bad people. And that's what's happening. If you try to do good things, most people don't want to hang out with you. They don't. They like having you around when they feel down so that, your positive energy is going to, rub off on them. But they don't really want to be around you. I've had conversation with people and stuff, and they said, Joe, I can't stand somebody that's nice all the time. What do you mean you can't stand somebody who is nice all the bloody time? How does that make sense? Why wouldn't you want to be around somebody who's nice all the time? Somewhere along the line, being nice has been looked at as somebody who's a yes man, somebody who would do anything for anybody. And here's the thing about it, like, I try to be a good person. People label me as nice, but I don't put up with stuff. And people hate that even more. They figure that if you're nice, you should just lay around and take crap from people. Nobody wants to be around good people anymore. Nobody wants to be around good people anymore. They just don't. Everybody wants to be around idiots. And if a good person say that, oh, you're bitter, oh, you're this, they gaslight like hell, and then good people just stop talking. And you gotta stop not talk. You gotta talk. Say something. What the bumble clot is wrong with these people? Like me sitting here talking the way I'm talking right now, I could see people, oh, he's weak, he's complaining, he's this, he's that, he's the other. When the people that they say the bad boys, the bad people, they complain way more than good people do. Way more. Way more. I see people hanging around, not so good people. You would think the world is on their shoulder. The world is trying to do this to them. And they always throw stuff back in your face. Well, I did this for you, and why don't you do this for me? And I did this for you. They complain way more than good people do. Good people are quiet and they just like take their stuff. But the minute you say, hey, what the hell is the deal with all of this? Oh, yeah, all you do is complain. That's because you're weak and you're this and you're that. So then good people stop. They don't say nothing. I'm not the type of person who is a good person and not say anything. but I'm whining. But all the idiots that they are around, all the bad boys, look at me. I'm doing mad stuff. I'm riding a bike. They complain all the time, constantly. As a matter of fact, ladies and others who like to hang around those guys, they complain to me, the good guy. Do you know how many not so nice people, male or female, that come up to me and say, "Well, you're a good guy. What do you think of this?" Both male and female. They whiners. They think we weak for trying to be good people, but then when something goes wrong, boom, they up in our faces. But if you all are so strong, why don't you all deal with it your damn self? Because you don't have the mental capacity to deal with stuff and be nice and calm. You understand what I'm saying? You do dumb shit and then you get in trouble for it, and then nobody wins. Almost every good person I know is alone. I'm going to say that again. Almost every good person I know is alone. Alone until somebody wanted to deal with them. And the main area you see that in, the main area you see that in is in relationships. And I'm talking about romantic relationships, dating and marriage and stuff. That's the main area you see that in. Because, in friendships between males too, in a certain degree, and I'm going to talk about that now a little bit, you see that there. Because idiots don't want to be around good guys because they know whatever they do, the good guy ain't going to say no, And people hate being around people if they know they're not very nice people because they don't want to be called out and they don't want to hold themselves accountable for being not nice people. Like I was taught to be a good person, all right? And I'll be honest with you, I've been alone my whole damn life. Even when I was married for the 15 years I was married, I still felt like I was alone. Because if I thought good thoughts, then it was like, or say good stuff, this shouldn't be this or shouldn't be that or anything like that. And I said it anyway, but it was like, oh, you think you're better than people. Well, if I'm not hurting somebody, hell yeah, I'm better than your ass. If I see a stranger and I have some empathy and I want to help that stranger and you think you could just walk by and not do anything, hell yeah, I'm better than you. I'm a better human than you. And it's high time good people start saying that and stop wanting to go, oh no, we're going to be partisan. We ain't going to say that. We're going to be nice. No, 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 no. I'm better than you if I want to help people. I'm better than you if I don't want to hurt people. I'm better than you. Period. And I'm only talking about people who do bad stuff. I'm not talking about other good people or other people who are trying to be good people. I'm talking about those who are not trying to be good people, living in that thing, and then expect people to be tolerant of them. And I'm talking about everyday stuff. This is by no means a political conversation. This have to do with day-to-day living with each other, day-to-day dealing with each other. That's absolutely all this have to do with it. You know what I'm saying? People take it for granted. People don't appreciate stuff that you do for them. It doesn't happen. It's all about them. And when you're a good person, you attract the lousiest people on the planet most more than once. More than not. You attract the lousiest people. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they figure they could cling to you and take advantage of you or just use you for when you're there to make them feel better. But you attract the lousiest people, real lousy people. Like, I would attract dudes that would cheat on their girlfriends and they want to hang out with me. Why do you want to hang out with me if you know I don't do that stuff? I don't have rosters. Why would you want to hang out with me knowing that I'm not like that? What is it about me that you want to be around? We have nothing in common. Doesn't birds of a feather flock together anymore? Oh. If you flock together with the birds of your feather, you'll have competition. And somehow you think, I'm not competition, which always backfires on you because I'm not your typical nice guy. And I hate to put this up to this way. A lot of guys think, oh, that's just Andy, he's nice. But the women are hitting on me. That happens so many times, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not the typical sort of a nice guy, you know what I mean? I don't put up with stuff. I'm pretty straightforward. I'm pretty straightforward, man. Hey, I don't like that. This is the way this is going to be. And even if I'm quiet when you say something, I'm still going to do it my way. I'm going to act like you win the argument, you win the conversation, but I'm going to do it my way. A lot of good guys are like that. And a lot of good guys are getting to the point where they're like that, hey, run your mouth. I'm going to do this my way. Especially when you're a good person who find it so hard not to be good to people, regardless to what they do. A lot of good people are alone too, and a lot of the times it's by choice because they don't want to have to keep deleting people from their lives. Because you have to do that over and over and over again. If you're the type of good person who is not a run over, which I'm not, but I have to keep, I can't be around that person. Yeah. And I don't like giving up on people, man. I hate doing that. I hate doing that. But I think it hurts me more than it hurts other people when I give up on them. Because usually they just move on to the next person. And then the person you thought that was cool with you ain't cool with you. But I don't want to not be a good person. I don't want to not be nice to people. And I love being around people. But I can't be around people because it becomes overwhelming. It's like, it's just freaking always in your way and always there. You know what I mean? Sometimes it gets creepy. I got people following me around all the time. You know what I'm saying? But they're just there. They're not there for any reason, They're not contributing anything to anything. They're just there. It's like how many times I've had people come over to my place and I had to tell them at 3 a.m., listen, you got to go. I know you got something going on and I soothe your soul because I sit here and I'm nice and calm and my voice is all, soothing and stuff, but you gotta go. It's just rah, rah, rah. They want to be around good people, but they want to take them for granted. If I have something bothering me, I have one person that I could call. You would think with everybody's like, oh, that I would have so many people I could call and talk to, but I can't. And if I want somebody to talk to, then I'm not man enough to deal with it. But the bad people that they hang around, bitch and complain all the time, and they would sit there and listen. And I see it. I see it. I watch them do it. Now, I'll give you an example. Okay, I had this friend. And I don't have a car, so I ride the bus. No, not that let me put it this way. I'm standing there, bad boy walk by, okay? He started to walk. Oh, I'm so worried about him walking home. And I'm standing there, but I walk home all the time, but you never worry about me because I'm a good person. You're worried about the bad person walking home, but he's a bad boy. He could take care of himself. How come you're not wanting to take care of the weak person, the one that you think is weak? Oh, yeah, yeah, no, forget him. Let me make sure the bad person is well taken care of. Let me make sure the bad person is okay. And I should have called it out when that happened there, but I didn't. It's one of them things. It's one of them things where I was like, oh well, whatever is whatever. And people say you get to this age and you don't know the difference. But what's so wrong in wanting people to act like human beings? What is so wrong about that? Why do I have to learn a lesson that people are like that? You know what I mean? And change the way I deal with them. Why should I not be myself because of idiots? Vampires. They're to suck all the energy from you. It is so frustrating sometimes. It's bloody laughable. And nobody ever talks about being a good person. They don't. They don't talk about they themselves being a good person. It's like it's like a curse, or it's wrong to tell people that you're a good person. It's wrong to say that you do good things. It's wrong to let people know you're a good person. You ever sit down and have conversation with people and everything they talk about is the bad things they do? Or how angry they got? Nobody sits around anymore and say, "Hey, I went to this place and I did this." Unless, of course, they're sitting in a church, and then are they really talking about it, or are they comparing to see who's better? See, nice guys don't finish last. A lot of the times they finish alone, but sometimes the alone is a blessing in disguise because, like I said, they attract really awful people, man. I'm telling you, especially, and I hate to say it, and I don't mean to pick, especially women. When you're a nice, a good person, you attract, and both I mean, females too. Females attract really bad females when they're good people. You attract the worst of the worst. You think I'm? Let me tell you a couple of stories. One time, a girl called me. She said she's coming over, and I have women. Back then, I saw women come over, hang out all the time. There was nothing going on. She come over, high as a kite, and of course, I'm like, you gotta go. You know what I mean? You can't come in here stoned off your mind on narcotics. I mean, I'm talking about tablets. High as a kite. I had another one come over, brought a kid with her. Oh, I'm gonna stay the night. And I was like, all right, stay the night. But I went to a buddy's house and stayed there. Next morning, I was like, you gotta go. She left. Next thing I know, the cops pick her up because she wasn't supposed to have a kid. Husband went crazy. Bang, bang, bang. Shows up at my door. I had to say, hey, okay, you can stay here tonight, but you know what? You're gonna get a hotel in the morning. I don't know why they think I'm such a sucker nice guy. I'm not. I'm like, you gotta go. I guess they think because you're nice, you don't have the balls to say you got to go. This is not my problem. And they never, ever listen. They just want you to sit there and go, oh, how. They do nothing to fix the problem. And when you're trying to say, well, this, that, well, then why are you here? Go away. You're not going to keep coming back and coming back and coming back and coming back and coming back. I'm not your father. I'm not your brother. I'm not your cousin. I'm not your preacher. I'm not your pastor. I'm not your psychologist. I'm none of that. I'm barely your friend. And another thing that cracked me up too is when they come and they say they need a man's opinion. But in their eyes, you're not really a man. But they need a man's opinion. Because a man to them is, oh, I'm wearing this type of leather jacket and I've got a bike and I carry guns and, I've got a brace around my ankle, which means, yeah, I've been in that jail, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. When I say I attract the worst to the worst, that's what I mean. Very, very rare. They come around and they're like ordinary. And at this point, ordinary is not even a bad thing. Very rare they come around me and they are just normal. They're not. They always have something going on. Let me stop and think of any. Because I mean, like I have one male friend and we cool. Most of the guys I hang out with, but like I said, it's usually women. I'm trying to think of any normal women that I know. Let me think. No, no. I know some. I do know some normal women, and they end up with really nice guys as husbands. All of them that I know. The normal ones end up with really good guys. But there's the other ones that are prevalent, which is like on a ratio of 9 out of 10 of them. They are clingy. They want to be around all the time. For no other reason, we're not dating, we're not sleeping together, we're not doing anything. They're just there. And I like being alone, you know what I mean? So I have to get like really aggravated and say, you got to go. Yeah, you gotta go. Why are you here? You know how many times I've done that? I live alone. You know how many times I've done that and say, you gotta go. I mean, what's the point in you just sitting here? What is the point? There's no point in you sitting here. We had a conversation. Conversation is over. You're just sitting there. And that's what I keep saying too, you know what I mean? I'm not the nicest guy on the planet when it comes to certain things. I'm really, really. A lot of guys do. Oh, it's just Andy, you know what I mean? And it's like, dude, you're moron. Your woman is hitting on me. But you see, guys think he's a nice guy. Of course I didn't do anything, but still, I could. Many a times. No, there are some nice guys you could go, oh, that's just him, and he's gonna be just giggling and listening to problems and talking about how, what you need is a good man. Man, shut up with that stuff. I don't even tell them none of that. I just sit there and I listen and I try to give advice. If they don't want to listen, get out. Don't come to me and complain about stuff and then make excuses for it. I don't want to hear it. I got stuff to do. You're not going to waste my time. You're going to respect my time. Because I smile all the time. People think that I'm a nice guy. No, no, I keep saying using the word nice. When I say nice, I'm looking at it from their perspective of what they understand a nice guy to be. What they think is a nice guy is number one they could run all over. Number two, one that they could lie to. Number three, one that's oblivious to their bad behavior and attitude. All the stuff that they do, they think, I'm privy to all that stuff. But the nice guy, they used to have them on this pedestal, you know what I mean? Where they think, oh, ah, ta-da. I don't look at it like that because everybody lies, you know what I mean? Everybody cheats, Well, no, let me take that back. Not everybody, but you know what I'm saying? 7 to 8 out of 10 of them, they do. And this is not me being bitter. This is reality, man. This is the absolute truth. That's going. And 9% of stuff is lies. And the thing about it is, they lie to guys that they think are nice and they know what's going on. I'm not having any problems. I'm not even trying to really date anybody right now. I'm just saying in general. And most of what I'm saying is what I'm observing happening to other guys that are nice people. Because usually, whenever they come up and they say, oh, I want to, because a lot of them is like, I want to be friends. I usually say, don't ask me for anything. Don't expect anything. If I give you anything, that's because I wanted to give it to you, not because you ask or because you manipulated me to get it. It's because I wanted to. And if I give it, I could take it back. And if I give it, and or if I'm going to give it, I could say, no, I'm not going to give it anymore, especially if they're acting stupid. So I set the boundaries right off the bat. So, they don't usually want to be around me after that. But on the flip side, though, I still care about people and I want them to be okay. But I don't want to be anybody's crutch when they are not investing back in me. There's a saying that goes, I noticed going through social media and stuff, it's like, how does it go? When you're good, don't say anything, just do it. Is that what it is? Oh, no, no, no. It's give without expecting anything back in return. That's the biggest bunch of bull I ever heard in my damn life. This is a society. If I'm giving to you, you don't have to give back to me, but give it to somebody else. I expect you to help somebody else. Now, certain things, if I'm giving you emotional support and all of that, I expect the same from you. I expect you to give it back. Material stuff, I don't really care. Because your mental health is way more important than material stuff. If I'm giving you material stuff, if I'm looking out for you, if you're sick and I'm calling you, if we're cool and I'm calling you and just to check up on you to make sure you're okay, I expect that back in return. That's just humanity. Period. Material stuff, if you give me and this is just an example, a pound of sugar. If you give me a pound of sugar, if I give you a pound of sugar, I don't expect it back. But everybody needs emotional support sometimes. Everybody needs some to just say, hey man, are you okay? You doing all right? When you're a good person, nobody does that. Absolutely nobody. I could tell you stories about good people I know, at least three of them who died in a house and nobody know for a week they were dead. Oh, he's such a good person. Well, why didn't you check up on that person? One dude had a heart attack and was laying in there for days before he passed on. And nobody, all the people that thought he's a nice guy, he's a good guy, nobody called him to say, hey man, I haven't seen you in a couple of days. You doing good? Now, for me, if I'm around you and I don't see you for a while, I'll call and ask to see if you're okay. Most people don't, male or female, they don't. But let something happen to you, and everybody's like, oh man, prayers going up. Yeah, you don't care. Stop pretending. You know what I'm saying? Stop pretending. Stop trying to prove that you're a good person by pretending that you care. You don't. I got a lot going on. Everybody's got a lot going on. And the pure fact that everybody's got a lot going on, everybody should be checking up on everybody. You're going to check up on the idiots and them, though. Oh, what's going on? Yeah, this, that, the other. Everything is bad. Ass backwards. Everything is ass backwards. People should be checking up on the good people because the good people are the ones that's going to be there. The bad people going to get what they want and they're going to move on. And then, they'll move on for a while and they'll come back for some more. Then they move on for a while and they come back some more. They're going to have you doing stuff that's going to send you down the wrong path. But nobody wants to listen. Everybody wants to do their own thing. But then they want to be in your ear all the bloody time. So pretty much I'm isolated. Do you hear anything in here? I've been sitting here talking to you forever. Did you hear my phone ring? Or ding, somebody's texting me, hey man, what's up? What's going on? What's good? What's the dealio? It's not gonna happen. I'll be in this apartment for 5 days. The only one person will message me, and that's my buddy, Scott. And he don't even live where I live. He live like 10 hours away. The people who you see every day, the people who you make smile, the people who you check up on, the people whose day you make better, nothing. Why is it like that? I don't get it. There's something really wrong with society. There's something super wrong with society as a whole. And I don't think it's going to change in my lifetime. I don't think it's going to change in my lifetime. And that's a dim outlook, but I just don't see it. People have gotten too selfish for it to change. They try to change you. They try to shame you into shutting up. Good people need to start speaking up. We need to start saying, hey, hell no. This ain't the way it is. I don't care whose feelings are hurt. And I've been like that. forever. But I've been babbling a while. I don't even know if I'm going to put this up there. I just wanted to, for some reason, just get this on tape, man. Babble at the camera. Maybe I might feel less frustrated, you know? I just wish people would be honest, more caring, more compassion. But I've been around the selfishness so long, it just doesn't seem like it's out there, you know? That's a sad state of affairs, ain't it? You'll say, well, find it in yourself, but I already did, man. It's just that the people that I'm around just don't, well, I had to be around them. I'm not around them much anymore. There was so much smile in your face and behind your back, man. They say on social media, whenever you talk, you know, you have a solution. But if you're listening to this, the solution is you, you know. Cliche for so, but look in a mirror. Look at yourself. I mean, really look at yourself, not your physical attributes. Or lay down and close your eyes and think about the way you treat people. You don't have to be a people pleaser. I know I'm not a people pleaser. A lot of people think I am, but I'm not. Like I said, I listen to you and you think I'm not doing something because I'm pleasing you. No, 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 no. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. That's why I've stayed alone because I know I'm going to do what I'm going to do. It's easier to stay alone and do what I'm going to do than to have to worry about somebody else or other people for that matter. And I'm not talking about your kids, you know, your kids are a whole different story. Because when it push comes to shove, those are bad leeches that are coming around you. They're going to do what they're going to do for themselves. And they're going to say, well, two wrongs don't make a right. So what, you're going to wreck your mental health just because somebody's going to try to gaslight you to thinking that you're wrong for saying, hey, you know, if you're going to think about you, I'm going to think about me. But, you know, hey, what can you say? I'm going to stop babbling here now. I'm probably going to put this up on YouTube, but somebody's going to go, oh, you just did it. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Just listen to what somebody's saying. Nobody listens. Nobody listens. They just want to run them out all the damn time, you know. Like the experts on life when their life is all jacked up, just like everybody else. And I know I talk about people don't want to take advice. What I mean when I say that, what I mean is I'll sit there and I'll listen for 2, 3 hours until I say, well, why don't you do this or do that? And then and here's something else, another thing they say too that's really stupid. People come to you, they don't want to come for advice, they just want to talk. Talk about what? If you're not solving the problem, why the hell you talking about it? Live with it. What do you mean just coming here to talk? If you live in it and all you want to do is talk about it, shut up and deal with it. Don't go make somebody else's life miserable with it. And I know that's kind of harsh to say, but you know what I'm saying? I'm a person for all over the years. I've had people just come yickety, 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 yickety. Every time it's the same thing. You know what I mean? Dudes be complaining about this and that and that and that, but they keep doing the same bloody thing. Women be coming, they come in here and they complain about this and that and that and that, and they keep doing the same thing, same thing, same thing. Years going by, they're doing the same thing. After a while, I got fed up of it, and it's like, if you don't want advice, don't talk to me. Why am I supposed to get stuffed with all this crazy stuff and all this stupid stuff that's some a lot of it is easily solved? You just keep making the same mistakes over and over and over and over again, and then want to come here and just keep talking. Like the one person that came up here who had to run from her husband and come here. I'll give you two instances. Come here. I said, well, now you could go out and do your own thing, blah, 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 blah. Boom, went right back to him. So don't come talk to me anymore, because I'm not going to sit here and listen to you. And I knew that was coming because I remember one time she said, you never want to talk about my problems. No, I don't want to talk about your problems because you're not going to do anything to fix it. You're going to just come to me and bitch and complain and complain and complain and complain because they think I'm a nice guy and that's what I'm there for. There was another person too. Oh, my husband is this, my husband is that, I said, okay, here's the vibe. So I know she was going to leave him. Here's the vibe. Get a place of your own, do your own thing, find yourself, and then go from there. Oh no, I don't want to do that. People might think I'm going to go to the slut around and stuff. No, you don't have to do that. I live alone. I'm not running around sleeping with a bunch of people. So what she did is she found somebody, left the husband's house to that person's house, and then calling me complaining about that person. That's why I said I got to the point where it's like, no, I don't want to hear nothing no, anymore. You did this to yourself. You did this to yourself. Deal with it. But I want to stop now. Look at yourself. See what the vibe is. Look at yourself. See what the vibe is. I'm not perfect. Nobody can be. But I'm going to try to be the best human being I can be. You do the same. In order to do that, you have to stop, slow down. Let the rat race keep going around you. Slow down and figure out your stuff. I don't have it all figured out myself. But if you slow down, you'll figure something out. Oh, yeah, you will.